Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Wike blows hot. Once Sars scrapped after killing a popular artist. This is the rubbish that some people, because they have a bit of allowance, do in this country. This young man was just killed for nothing in the prime of his age. By the way, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe if this is your first time. A young man has brutally been murdered in Edo State, and Wike wants the SARS to be scrapped as a result of the activities and what they did, how they took a life. Let's get on to the news and get all the details. Wike blows hot. Once SARS scrapped after killing popular artist. A mobile police officer attached to the Topic supermarket at the Elumo area of Port Harcourt has shot and killed a 20-year-old artist, Daniel Chibike, to death. Chibike, popularly known as Slick, was gunned down on Saturday around 4 p.m. after him and a friend were accosted by the operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. The later singer and his friend, Ruben, however, took to their heels upon sighting the SARS operatives, who in turn chased them and began screaming that they were thieves. It was gathered that the duo ran towards the busy market Elumo community because the Mopo officers intercepted them and shot Chike twice. According to sources, the duo was coming out of Ruben's house when the SARS operative began chasing them. The sources further revealed that the SARS operatives all of a sudden started screaming that the duo was thieves, prompting the Mopo officers to open fire on them. The sources, who claimed anonymity, said Slick died due to inability of the police officer to take him to the hospital despite pleading for his friend, adding that they left him to bleed to death in front of the supermarket. It was gathered that Ruben was later transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department of the Mukoro Police Station, while the police officer involved were also detained by the State Police Command. Meanwhile, Governor Wike has reacted angrily, called for the dissolution of the SARS after the killing. The brutal killing of a young, vibrant man in Port Harcourt by men of the SARS unit of Police Nigeria is unacceptable. We have and will continue to clamor for the information of outright dissolution of the SARS because they have become nuisance to the society and community. This is unacceptable. Why not accustom them, ask them questions, and get to know them before going ahead to carry out any shooting? So this is what has happened. Governor Wike is very angry. Of course, you can hear his voice, and then one thing he's saying is, let's just dissolve these people. They don't deserve to be in office. You know, that's one thing that these Nigerian people, police, they do. They just see somebody, and because they want somebody to accustom the person for them, they start shouting thieves. If you shout thieves and the person gets injured, what will you gain? What will you gain? What will you gain? That was what happened to 4 boys the other time. If you remember, in Port Harcourt, who went to collect their money from somebody that was owing them money. And the person, you know, they went with apparently, it was just a very sad story. They went with somebody, to all in the beat to collect their money, and this person took a gun with him. The person shot, and they began to chase them and began to call them thieves. This was how these boys were beaten to death, and burnt alive. So what are we talking about? This is the country where we are, where people are not being looked after, and the government just go ahead and do things anyhow without minding that these people are human beings and should be looked after. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. This is absolutely wrong. It should not be accepted and done in any way or considered at all. It is wrong for people to allow this kind of things to thrive in our society. It is wrong. Well, my people, this is what has happened. A young man has been killed, due to no fault of his. You know the way these policemen, they do. When they just see young boys working together, apparently they are thieves. As soon as they see the boys working together, oh, they are thieves already. As soon as they see them working together, these young boys just came out from the house. And before you know it, according to the witnesses, they were being chased after. They ran into the popular market, and they began to shout thieves, allowing the Mopo people to shoot. And the funniest thing in this country, there is no regard for human life. They shot him. He was not dead yet. Instead of them to take him to the hospital, even if he was a thief, there is law in Nigeria. You are not proven guilty. You are not guilty until proven guilty. But in Nigeria, these people are the judge, the jury, and they decide it by themselves. You see, that's what they did. They said, the guy said his friend was allowed to bleed to death. Instead of them to take him to the hospital, it's bad enough you have shot him. It's bad enough you have shot him. They allowed him to bleed to death. This is unacceptable and is an outrage, and these people should be dealt with and should not be allowed to continue like this. We cannot allow our young men and women to be destroyed because some people have anger and issues and matters that they cannot contain or resolve themselves. This is a country. This is not a zoo. Where people, you see them shoot at even Yahoo boys, internet fraud and the rest. Do a lot of things that should not be done. This is unacceptable in this country. Nobody should accept this. Nobody should consider this kind of recklessness by the police. That boy might just be the only son of his parents. You don't know what the parents have gone through. An artist, somebody having a future ahead of him, all of a sudden his life was snatched out of him because some people have no regard for the rule of law or life. Wike has told them, he's calling out that these people should be bound and they should be dealt with. This whole issue should be sorted out and the SROs should be banned totally. It should be banned so that they can lose their job and so that they can maintain and they'll know that what they have done is wrong. Again, apart from them, we also want the policemen to be checkmated. They should go through training and not be allowed to roam the streets with their own personal baggage, killing Nigerians like their life worth nothing. Leave us a comment. God bless you. Bye for now.